were surprised. Yeah, Luke was over there like, they didn't show me enough campaign footage, and I'm not interested in multiplayer.
The more I think about it, I think I actually really agree with you, Brett.
What is it?
On what I hope you're about to
No,
say.
you tell me.
IP is king.
Yeah. Oh.
IP is king.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez. All the grenades.
You got heat wave and camo probably.
No, I use camo. I use
Tyler, that's strong.
What?
It's good. I hadn't taken a test. I hadn't taken a test sip yet. Trailer roundup. And Luke's gonna play with more cars.
Vroom vroom. The shot of the creepy old lady during the elevator bit got me very excited.
Dude, Mitchell's vs. the Machines is awesome, and I'm like, what even is this movie? How have I not heard about this?
I also want to give a shout out this week to my wife. Who got me this awesome A24 book.
Make it rated R and release it on Hulu.
The next announcement.
Do it, you cowards. Does Luke
not
want to burn the books? That's the real question.
I'm not anti-book, but it's really hard for me to read books.
Dune Part
You
1.
can't ask me to change my expectations moments before the movie begins.
We do it for every movie. We say,
yeah.
what if it sucks?
What is up, fanboys and fangirls?
I was laying on my couch laughing at that video for 15 minutes last night. He threw a proximity alarm at me. Dude, it goes on way longer. It's pretty funny.
We gotta watch that old thing after.
You know, it's been 2 weeks since we've had an episode when we try to shoehorn in a video
With 30 seconds to go.
Yeah,
We're
during
no,
the countdown. It's never a good idea.
Oh my gosh, dude, I'm dying.
I could not stop laughing.
Oh.
Yeah, good stuff.
Oh my gosh.
We are...
Dude, I legit cannot wait to watch the rest of that video.
It's so funny.
That is one of the funniest things I've seen in a long time.
I sent it to somebody.
I'm crying over here. That might be the funniest video I've seen since you showed me the first water slider of the year video, which is still the greatest video.
I think you showed me that video.
I did?
I think so, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I think you showed me that one. But that is also a phenomenal
Dude, I'm fogging
video.
up my glasses.
Yeah, 2 weeks. We've been gone a while.
We have.
We're back with a lot of stuff to talk about.
Dude, I only have 4 news stories though.
Yeah, news-wise, it hasn't been
News-wise,
crazy.
it's been a little slow,
Thank
but
goodness.
there were some trailers. We've got some news, some big news. Good lord.
Someone just
happened.
fell.
Sounded like a karate
The kid's
chop
probably jumping up and down in the bedroom.
Fun time.
Oh yeah, absolutely. No, we have a couple of things to review. So
Yeah.
do we
I'm
want
excited to
to
review.
start with our usual trailers? Luke, are you gonna be able to get us through this?
Yeah, despite Rit. Once in a while.
Dude, this was me all night last night. Dana was so mad at me because I woke up Bryn. I was laughing so hard.
I'm just picturing you laying in bed, just going.
Dude, it happens all the time. I'll find some really stupid video when I'm tired, and I'll laugh at it for 30 minutes. And Dana will be like, "Are you doing this again?" I'm like, yeah, I am. I'm here again. Oh, good stuff, good stuff.
Okay. I've got 4 trailers. One from last week, Juror number 2.
Oh, shoot. I meant to watch this, because you guys both like this a lot.
You know what you should do? You should go in blind.
Really?
Yeah, why not?
I mean, why not?
But you said it was a perfect trailer.
I legitimately do think it's a perfect trailer, but
you have a really interesting opportunity here.
I was gonna say, if it comes up in the theater,
don't do what you
Don't
did
turn
for
away.
The Last Jedi.
I'm never doing that again.
Yeah.
That was
Okay.
not worth it.
When does this come out?
November.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
It's
think
only
I can
a
do
month
it.
away.
I think I can do that.
And it's Searchlight, so it's not gonna be.
Yeah, it's not going to be everywhere.
every movie.
They're gonna play it twice before every movie. There's gonna be one of those newbie trivia. It's like, who's starring in Clint Eastwood's new? Describes the exact plot of the movie.
The entire plot.
Oh, Nicholas. Hoult.
Yeah, no, I just think it's an incredibly well cut trailer. It's well paced. I don't think it gives away too much of
It's not super long.
the story. It's scored beautifully. If it's scored, it may just be trailer music, but like it works really well.
and
And
then
it plays with the tension of what the movie is, and it just it ends in the right place. I don't know.
it
I
ends
just
and it makes you go, what?
I just think it's the perfect trailer. I'll stand by that.
Cool.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go in blind.
It
Thumbs
looks-
up.
Yeah, we got him.
It looks really good. Also, I hope it's great because I feel like the last couple Clint Eastwood ones haven't been the best.
Is he in this one too? Okay.
I don't think he's been in one since
The Mule, maybe.
The Mule, which I never even saw.
I didn't see that one either.
I've heard it's okay. I haven't heard it's bad.
Yeah,
So.
but yeah, it looks good. I'd love for.
Wait.
I'm assuming it's probably
Richard
gonna be
Jewell
Clint
was good.
Eastwood's. He directed Richard Jewell.
Yeah.
Okay, that was his last good one. That was really good.
I didn't see Cry Macho, so
I didn't.
that's
either.
the other one that he acted in. So
I feel like all I remember is 15, 17 in Paris or whatever.
yeah,
Still the weirdest casting for a movie ever. Of let's get the people that were actually a part of this tragedy.
Oh, yeah.
Like, okay, is this a good idea or not? I didn't see it, but
Let's
I heard it
make
wasn't
them
good.
relive
I
this
do
terrible,
think
terrible day.
looking at his filmography, I do think at some point we have to sit down and just say is he? I don't feel like we talk about him as one of the great directors, but I think we need to have that conversation at some point. He's got
He's got some good stuff.
he's
in
got bangers.
What's the Western he directed? He won Best Picture or Best Picture, Best Director for it. Morgan Freeman and him were in it. Oh my gosh, it's such a good movie too. Now I feel terrible.
Is it one of the older ones?
Lonesome Dove.
Oh, Unforgiven.
Yes, such a
Unforgiven.
good movie.
Yeah.
And obviously Gran Torino
Yep.
is such an amazing movie.
$1 Million Baby.
I guess for me too, I kind of always
Flags
just
of Our Fathers. Letters from Iwo
Iwo Jima.
Jima. I can't pronounce words. You know that.
Yeah, I know, but it's still fun to make fun of you.
Acceptable.
I also
I'll allow it.
always kind of just think of The Man with No Name even before a director
Yeah.
because it's one of the best trilogies ever.
Yeah.
So that's always kind of what I go to. But yeah, man, he's up there for
Mystic River.
one of the greats.
I've read that book. I've not seen the movie.
Invictus. Sports movie.
It's pretty good.
That's the Matt Damon one?
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
A rugby movie.
American Sniper.
That was good.
I remember
That was a good
liking
movie.
that a lot
It's a
in
good
high
movie.
school.
Good. The fake
I
baby.
guess. Oh, I guess that would have been after college. Oh, so the fake baby is the only thing I really remember from it now. But
I don't remember the fake baby.
solely,
I never saw it.
Me either.
it's good. Tom Hanks, come
I think
on,
for
it's
that,
Tom
I don't-
Hanks.
for that one, for me, it was like this happened last year. I don't want to see
It
this.
was pretty quick turnaround, wasn't it? Anyways, juror number 2, hyped.
Looks super good. A Complete Unknown. This is the Timothy Chalamet, Bob Dylan film. And
Yes,
James Mangold is directing it.
give it to me.
And I was telling Brett before when we were watching, I was just
Inject
like,
it in my veins.
ever since Ford v Ferrari, and James Mangold has made lots of great things.
Yeah.
But like ever since Ford v Ferrari, it's just like I don't really care if you've made a bad movie at this point. I'm just gonna trust you that it's gonna be good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think he's earned that as a filmmaker. for
Absolutely.
Sure. Yeah. I actually look forward to this one. I think it looks good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
looks really good.
yeah. But and
Plus, I'm a
Timmy
sucker for
Timmy is just
musical biopics.
on the way up. It's a musical biopic. He's done one of these before that's been well received.
Dude,
So like,
would have been so funny if Joaquin Phoenix played Johnny Cash.
yes,
Then it could technically be like a sequel.
it's a universe. It's a shared universe. That's what all the studios want.
It's the I play acoustic guitar and kind of do country folk
Universe. I
The
mean,
James Mangold biopic universe.
We can make an acronym.
James
for it. It'll
Mangold
be
biopic.
yeah, I'm thumbsing up this one too.
Doesn't mean Chalamet's great. So.
Yeah.
Yes. Somebody was saying to me like they're really impressed by Chalamet's ability to stay out of franchise films outside of like Dune, which Dune is kind of a weird
It's
ordeal.
a weird
anyways.
franchise film because it's not.
It's not like the
really-
mass appeal thing that like the MCU or a DC film would
Right.
be. Like, it's he's really stayed in his own space. He's kind of hanging out,
Yeah.
picking good movies. So
That might be the worst kick I've ever seen in a football game. He's in a franchise, but he's not really in an. I don't know. I'm trying to distinguish franchise from IP. He's in an IP, but he's not in a franchise. Maybe.
It's
Or is it-
becoming.
it's approaching that space.
But it's also It's a little bit more like Robert Downey Jr. in early MCU. We don't know what this is going to be. Is Dune going to be a massive flop, or is it going to be something that eclipses the sun?
right.
And it's
First one was a flop. The second one wasn't. Well, first one had COVID.
first one had COVID, but like it's also not that like you don't walk down the Lego aisle. You don't walk down every toy aisle and have like a Dune section, right?
Yeah.
Like you walk down the Legos and there's a Marvel section. You walk down the Nerf guns, there's a Marvel section. You walk in, it's stupid stuff like that.
Well, you
There's-
can buy an ornithopter Legos.
Well, no, so it is, but it isn't because I think though
I think
I
Dune
think
is just so unique compared to everything else.
Dune is
that is in that space.
Dune is in a. It's I'm gonna get in trouble here. I think it's a mature franchise.
Yeah.
It's not a franchise that's aimed at
Kids.
merchandise
Yeah.
for children, and therefore it's not plastered everywhere.
Yeah.
The only thing
It's just
they're
more
interested in franchising
manageable.
is Oscars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's the only merch they care about.
I don't know. It also just it has a much smaller palette to play with in terms of like, you know, MCU, DCU, like these things. Heck,
Yeah, we're talking like 5 books here.
it's similar to like Lord of the Rings. Like Lord of the Rings is kind of feeling like it's being turned, but even Dune is just now getting a video game. We've had Lord of the Rings video games for a decade.
Yeah.
Legos.
We've had Legos. We've had like so. I do think that it may get into franchise territory, but it's never gonna feel the same as a Marvel.
Look, man, I have Dune playing cards, so
I have Lord of the Rings playing cards.
you do.
They're dope.
Maybe the
I should
metric.
actually use them once.
Maybe the metric is: was it ever a Happy Meal toy?
Ooh. Was there a Dune Happy Meal toy?
I'm guessing not.
I'm gonna say no.
Get these 4 McNuggets, apple crisps.
And an ornithopter.
Actually, sign me up for that. This kind of sounds awesome.
And you get this cool blade.
If you squeeze the back of it, the things flutter.
That would actually be a kind of cool toy.
Absolutely not.
floats.
There was never a Dune
Yeah,
Happy
no.
Meal.
Anyways, Chalamet, this movie looks good. I'm in.
Yep.
Yeah, looks good. We got a trailer for Silo season 2.
Yes.
This looks great.
I didn't watch this because I've still not watched season 1.
It's okay. At this point, we're getting to the point where it's like I've just accepted that Tyler won't see things, and there's things that I won't see that you guys have watched. There's things that Lou's gonna watch everything.
Unless it's like too much horror.
I don't know.
Like I'm probably not gonna go
I
see
don't
the
know.
Terrifier movie. Sorry,
That's fair. That's fair. Good point.
Yeah, I won't be going to see that one either.
but Silo season 2, even getting more Snowpiercer vibes
Yep.
from this. It's just up and down instead of on a train.
Yeah. Instead of side to side.
Yeah. I'm very excited for this. Silo season 1. I won't say it was a surprise, but it was a surprise with how good it was.
Yeah, I would say it was.
I don't know how else to describe it.
Yeah.
I want to watch it. It's just getting to it is a challenge.
Yeah, it's
Absolutely.
great. Rebecca Ferguson
Feel you
is
there.
awesome. I'll still complain that there wasn't enough David Oyelowo.
Mm-hmm.
I was kind of upset about
I
that.
like
but-
him in a lot of stuff.
But he was great in
Yeah.
what he was in. Tim Robbins, it's fantastic. I'm super
Always.
excited. It looks really, really good.
Nice.
The last trailer I have is a mobile game.
Is this going to be the one that gets you?
No. Destiny Rising. This is a Bungie licensed NetEase mobile
Developed
game.
mobile game.
And it's in a alternate Destiny universe. You know what? And there's some cool stuff in the trailer, but I'm not willing to pay $100 for a shader or something.
Whatever it's gonna be, because it's a free to play game,
Yeah, they're not
but it's gonna be.
they're not showing it in what like any of their production stuff
Yeah.
they've shown off. It's like, well, how do you get these weapons? Because I
What-
highly doubt there's going to be engrams dropping on the ground.
What they've shown is very gameplay. This should remind you of Destiny, but what they haven't shown is loot collection.
$1 to pull, $1 to pull. Give me $5 to pull.
Yeah, like,
$50
what
to
are those,
pull.
It's
like,
a dollar to pull, like do
microtransactions.
your timer to reduce the time on it to open. Because I bet you'll get engrams, but you'll only be able to open one at a time, and it'll have like a 4 or 8 hour time gate, and then
Yeah.
like
Yep.
once that one's open, you can do this one, but you can pay to open this one faster, so you can get this one. Like that's what they're gonna do.
I think that's a.
I think they're going to make a bunch of money.
They are. Oh, for sure.
Because if I've learned anything from the way that just Bungie monetizes Destiny, is that Destiny players are willing to pay. And that's just the Destiny players. It's not even talking about all the just
regular
mobile gamers.
gamers.
I was gonna say,
who
you think,
have
like, of the-
no qualms with
Yeah.
just dropping. Ugh.
How much money did Diablo What's Its Nuts make?
Immortal.
Yeah.
That game made buku dollars. Like it was a stupid number.
I don't know if it'll be that much,
It
Maybe
might
more,
be.
maybe
It might
less.
be more.
but
Because you got to think, like, the Diablo fan base was much older than the Destiny fan base at this point.
yeah.
Like, that's going to be...
Now we got a bunch of like 12-year-olds playing Destiny. They're gonna steal mom and dad's credit cards and go nuts.
Going to be insane.
Yikes.
I didn't watch this.
Buy a 50-pack of exotic engrams. Just accidentally drop $5,000.
$20 for Gallarhorn, like you said.
Probably.
I liked Lepke's response to that. Well, how else do you get it? Like, that is
What am
like
I supposed to just run an exotic quest?
Yeah,
Ugh.
that's mobile gaming in a nutshell. Well, how else am I going to do it? I bought
Play the
it.
game?
Yeah. Yeah. Why would I do that if I could just buy it? It looks cool. Yeah, that's bizarre, man. It's gonna be interesting.
I mean, hey,
Well.
Bungie got paid for it though, and they
Oh,
probably
yeah.
used some money.
I mean, NetEase is like, yeah, we about to print money for at least 3 months. The craziest thing about mobile games, like, the season passes on those things are like $20. It's like, this is so weird.
No, thank you. Zero
I have
games.
still never spent a single dollar on a mobile game.
Me too. 0 games are on this. It's only for Twitter. No.
Eh, but would you subscribe to Twitter Blue, of course? So.
Sorry.
Well, you gotta
Elon.
get
Sorry,
access to
Elon.
their AI. Grok.
Grok 2.
I'd rather throw up like that, dude.
All right. Well,
Do we want to start reviewing stuff?
let's review some things.
Where do we wanna
Tyler,
start?
you and I watched a movie this last week. Not together. But we get to talk about it together now.
We
finally.
do. We do.
Both of us saw The Wild Robot with
did.
our kids. So that's exciting.
Yeah, I went with Bryn and Dana.
Just left the other one at home by herself.
She went to grandma's.
Just-
Oh, grandmas.
No, she'd be trying to catch. So her thing right now is she likes to catch Petunia. So she'll like chase her and like tackle her. It's a
how
thing.
is Petunia handling that?
She hasn't attacked her yet,
Well, that's
but
good.
she definitely runs and goes downstairs.
Yeah,
Uh,
definitely. No, thank you. No, thank
yeah.
you. No, thank you.
But it's pretty adorable to watch because once she gets her hands on Petunia does really well. So
all right. So
the Wild Robot.
The Wild Robot. Based on a book.
Based on a book that I'm now reading
This
with
is
Bryn.
a DreamWorks animated film.
Yep.
Um,
And in news, we'll talk about how it's just been, the sequel's already been greenlit.
yep. Yeah.
Nice.
So that's really cool.
So incredibly well reviewed. But Tyler, what did you actually think of the movie?
I love it. I think it's incredible.
How many times did you cry?
Too many. Like, I think this is the most I've cried in a
The
movie.
entire second half.
Like, this is the most I've cried in a movie in a long time. I cried a lot. Like, it was...
Since Iron Claw, maybe?
like, in that I cried a couple times, but, like, those cries were much harder, I'd say.
Oh, this is just like every
In
5
this,
minutes.
it's like,
one little
yeah,
tear.
like every couple
Oh,
minutes, you're
it
just like,
just-
oh. Yeah, it's, oh my goodness. And, like, I think there's another thing to be said, and I know, like, I've said this before, but, like, post-kid, obviously, this hits, like, a ton of bricks.
yeah, this
then
is
also-
about like parenthood.
Yeah. But more so, this is about motherhood.
Yeah.
And, like, watching this with Dana and Bryn, and, like, halfway through the movie, Bryn climbed up on Dana's lap, and, like, hearing Dana talk about the movie after, like, oh, man. Like, we were crying at Target after talking about it in the parking lot. I was like, this is so dumb. I like, just so many good moments. So many, like you said, kind of dagger moments to your heart, and not in a bad way.
No.
What?
Sorry, I just got a notification from ESPN and it says worst extra point ever.
As you said
I
that
told
earlier.
you it was bad. Sorry, keep reviewing this beautiful movie.
But beautiful is a great way to
Yeah.
describe it. It's a very
Yeah.
pretty movie, both thematically and visually. It's really easy to look at. The cast is great. I was a little nervous with like Pedro Pascal playing such a big role, but man, he's super good in this.
He is.
He's incredible. Like
really
his character
disappears into the
Yeah,
character.
and his character is phenomenal.
Yeah.
Like really kind of the heart of the movie at certain points.
There's not a lot that this movie does that's new, but it repackages it in themes and kind of tropes that you're used to. You know, this is a very similar Fox character
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
to what you might see in Zootopia, right?
Exactly.
Like
That's
it's
what I kept
kind
thinking
the
of, yeah.
mischievous, like they're typecast animals as
Well, and
what
you
you
even
think
like
of as animals.
at points you hear Pedro and you're like, is that Jason Bateman? Like you
Yeah,
you kind of
right.
like joke about it, but he does sound like similar. Like the general feel of his character is almost identical.
Yeah. Yeah. But I think that makes it really approachable, especially for kids.
Yes.
In terms of like, okay, I know what a fox is like because I've seen Zootopia.
Swiper, no swiping.
Bryn says that all the time now, and she's not once ever watched Dora. I don't know where she got it from.
She's
but
in
also-
her room on her iPad just watching Dora like crazy.
She steals the iPad
Just
at
don't
night
know
and
about it.
while we're sleeping. Yeah, we just have no clue. I will say also though, thematically, there are some pretty adult
Yeah.
things going on here. A
Yeah.
lot of discussions about death.
Yeah,
Um,
and they don't shy away from. They don't outright show things,
but they
necessarily
very clearly
dying,
hint at it.
But it's like, oh, we're not just howing our way around this, right?
And then they, there's the whole like when I'm gone kind of conversation and what does that mean? And it's a movie that tugs at you throughout.
Yeah.
Like from the very beginning, you're immediately like thrust into this really interesting place for the robot, but then very quickly the robot kind of becomes ancillary.
It's
and it's really
interesting
cool.
because it's a story with two main characters.
Mm-hmm.
Very like clearly there's a protagonist shift.
Yep.
A little over halfway through the movie, but it shifts
Back.
there
It comes
at
back,
the
yeah.
end, which I don't know how well that works for me on a pacing level. When we get to cons, I'll talk about that a little bit. But for the most part, I think it works really well because it's showcasing two sides of a relationship.
Yep.
One that's built on maybe a little bit of not mistrust, but like it's withholding information in an attempt to protect someone's feelings.
Yeah.
And then it's like, okay, well now, as a teenager, how are they going to
Respond to that,
that?
yeah.
And it's never good because they're a teenager.
Right. Right. Yeah, and there's just so many just great parenting moments that Roz learns throughout the story that I find just so relatable. I'd even say not just for parents, but like for people and
yeah.
like friends. Like, there's just so many things that Roz handles, robotically, like somebody assumes people should, and she's often wrong. And I just find that super well done.
Yeah, the first half is just full of all of these, like, kind of relatable, like you were saying. They're the relatable moments of, like, it's the montage-y, here's raising a child.
Yeah.
And, or not even just raising, being around. Like, the first time you walk up to a niece who is like, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
I don't know what to do with this thing.
Right.
I'm going to set you over there. And then it's like, and it comes back to you.
Yep.
And, and then it's such an interesting and fun family dynamic that they have as a part of this greater ecosystem, which really comes into play in the third act when it's like, okay, and then there's higher stakes involved. How does what these characters have learned as a family unit, how does that impact
the world around
them?
Yep. No, it's very well done. I loved it. I think, I'll say this for Dana. One of the things that really hit for her is that as a parent, even when your kids fly the coop, your job's not done.
Yeah.
Which hits like a ton of bricks in this movie. I think. It just, like, because when Bright Bill, goes on the adventure and returns and, like, just all of that happens at that moment.
Mm-hmm.
When everything is finally starting to be dealt with.
Yeah.
It just, that stuff's pretty strong. I mean, we can get into cons if you want.
Yeah, you probably don't have any. Maybe a nitpick here or there.
Yeah, I would say more nitpicks than full-on cons.
My full-on con, and this is, I'm curious how you will react to this. I wish DreamWorks was more confident in the fact that they had one of the best animated movies of the year. Because I think if they thought that they were getting a sequel, this movie could have wrapped up much cleaner. This is the ending.
This is the old, like, we're trying to do two things in the end.
This has 5 acts because we have an act 4 that has to be done to make the third act.
You're talking
sacrifices.
Post-Roz, but not at the robot plant.
I'm saying post-winter.
Okay, yeah.
Post-winter is we need to deal with plot things that we have introduced, but doesn't necessarily thematically add anything to their arc in this. Like, that could have been part 2. And it's what they'll eventually kind of do. But
this is with the Fox, right?
This is with the... So after winter, there's the whole... they're coming back for Roz. They come back...
Right, okay, yeah.
To Roz, right? There's that. And then there's Roz's decision after that.
Yeah.
Which leads to a whole nother scene, which they have to wrap up. Otherwise, it feels super unresolved.
Right.
And you only do that if you're not convinced you're going to make another one.
Well, and like...
I think
part of that comes, though, too, is they've now announced they've outsourced all their animating. This is the last, like, DreamWorks in-house animated movie. They're outsourcing animation for everything moving forward.
Else.
So, like, I think there's probably some of this, like, well, we don't even know if this is going to exist.
Yeah, that's fair.
So, like, they were trying to do 2 at 1.
Yeah.
So I'm not pushing back from a film perspective because I don't disagree. Because I thought all this stuff with the animals post-winter was like, I don't need this. Like, what's Roz doing?
Yeah.
Like, I agree. But I would consider that more a nitpick for me.
Sure.
Because I don't think it, like, breaks anything, but it does slow the ending down quite a bit.
I just think it feels...
It adds 10 extra minutes.
It just feels drawn out.
Yeah.
Like, we don't know when to end it.
Yeah, and it's like and that's the hard part too. So this would be my nitpick. I think it's too long for a kids movie.
Sure.
I mean, this
And,
is like 10 minutes shy of 2 hours.
Yeah.
Like, that's a long kids movie.
Yeah.
I also think they push pretty, nitpick again from a kids movie perspective, they push pretty hard on some of the death themes that I think, especially early in the movie, that kids, probably could live without for a little while longer, but at the same time are necessary, and those are conversation starters.
That's one of those things where it's like, if it were, I find it refreshing. Like, I'm glad there is a movie that's willing to do it.
Yeah.
It is pretty, I mean, it's definitely more on the nose than most.
Yeah. And I guess maybe that's it. It's like head on. There's not like any sort of metaphor here. It's very much a like, oh yeah, well that kid's dead now. It's like, oh, okay, all right, we're doing this. We're gonna give you the audio of this kid getting killed too, because that's animals for you. Like, it's like, oh, all right. But no, I really loved it. It's a booyah for me.
Yeah. Same.
This will be a purchase and put it on my shelf movie.
Yep. 100%.
I cannot wait to watch it again. We listen to the soundtrack a lot. I'm reading the book with Bryn now because she just cannot get enough of it.
Yeah.
The book's great too. Just for reference.
Nice. The the highest compliment I can give this is that it makes me feel the way I feel about one of my favorite Winnie the Pooh episodes of TV, which is the one where Rabbit adopts a little bird. Oh God, I'm gonna cry just thinking about it. Oh, dang it. Okay.
Wrap the sentence up.
And it's just so good. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I cried a lot in this movie. And they were good cries.
Yes. All good cries. All
Cast
good cries.
phenomenal, animation's phenomenal. If this movie has piqued your interest at all, go watch
Go see it.
It's really good.
Yep.
It'll make you feel things in a good way. So
I need to get out and see it.
you should. It's awesome.
I had the choice last night of going to that or Transformers, and I went to Transformers because it's just been out longer, and I wanted to make sure it's on theaters.
Yeah. Well, I can't wait to hear
Hopefully
about your
soon.
Transformers.
Well, let's review it.
here
Let's get
in-
it, big dog.
Well, I'll do that at the end. He's already
Okay.
reviewed
I guess that's true. You did review it.
It was good.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Luke and I finished Rings of Power Season 2
We did 2 weeks ago. 1 week ago.
1 week ago. A
week
week and a half ago.
Yeah.
Luke, why don't you go ahead and give me your thoughts on Season 2?
My thoughts are, I thought they just all around really stepped up their game from Season 1. I think I won't say for everybody, obviously, because there's haters and lore fanatics out there, and also people that just won't like it. But
Oh, yeah.
if this would have been the quality of Season 1, I think way more people would enjoyed it. Because it was more mixed. I'd say even more negative. Way more negative.
It got lots of viewership, but I feel like overall the
reaction
the critical
was
response
more
to
negative.
Season 1 was like mixed to negative, but it showed well. That's why they kind of committed to a Season 2
with
early.
actual critics, it was well received.
Yeah.
But for the fan base, people were like, "What the crap?
What is this?"
This season, I thought they just stepped it up in every way. I thought the action was better, the costuming is better. I think it looks better. And, I mean, that was one of the best parts about Season 1. The effects are really good. The music is even better. Like, that was also one of the best parts of Season 1. Bear McCreary's freaking
Oh, so good.
He's up there, and like you have your like echelon of the 3 composers that are currently working,
I want
and like now it's like Hans,
Ludwig.
and him. We're just like, okay, we're in for something freaking awesome here.
I don't know if he'd ever do it. He probably would. I want Bear to score a Halo game. I think that he would just knock that out of the park.
Might be something that could entice me to play Halo.
I
We'll
think,
talk about that later.
Sure, yeah.
I think that's
we'll
a
talk
real
about
possibility. Like, I don't think that's that far off.
I think he loves to do unique stuff, which is why he's done like
God of War.
God of War. He's done Lord of the Rings. I think he likes stretching
it. Yeah.
and
Yeah.
going, how can I do something different with this?
Right.
Like, he brought out a hurdy-gurdy during the Video Game Awards. Everybody's doing that. Anyway, Rings of Power Season 2, and the ultimate step up was just with its villain.
Yeah.
I'd say with Adar itself, who was the Season 1 villain, and he was okay.
Yeah.
This season, he's so conflicted and with what he's doing, and you're like, are you villain? And then Sauron is just the devil.
It was so good to just be able to let Charlie Vickers just have space to breathe as that character.
Yeah.
We waited until the very end of season 1 to do the little reveal, and then it's like, well, how... It was always just this vague threat in the distance, and, you know, some of us had called that twist fairly early on, but it was just never that... I mean, kind of Adar was the main villain of season 1, and like you said, he was not as interesting of a villain, partially because of just the amount of time that they're all dedicated. And in this one, Adar still doesn't have a ton of time. His character is much better written, but Sauron is given so much time, especially with Celebrimbor.
Instantly became a better villain in the first 5 minutes of season 2.
Yeah.
Just
Oh,
when
for
you
sure.
understand what him and the orcs like went through in the transition of Morgoth.
Yeah.
And then just to see their journey where it ends
Yep.
at the end of season 2 is... I think a lot of people don't like that you can start to sympathize with
With orcs.
Uruks.
Uruks.
But I don't think it's unfair. This is what, 5,000 years before Lord of the Rings or whatever? I don't know how time works with ages or fantasy. It's just a guesstimation.
It's a show. It's all time crunched anyways, though, too. So
But like, it's like, why would things be exactly the same as they were?
absolutely. Absolutely.
And they did that, and I think they did it well.
Mm-hmm.
And the similarities in between the first 5 minutes and the way it ends, I didn't think it was going to be that.
Mm-hmm.
And I freaking loved it. It was like, this is so cool. Mainly because I thought a different character was going to do that. But I was thinking too cliche in how there's heroes and there's villains.
Yeah.
Also, everybody thought that character was dead. And I felt like only me. I was talking to Logan about this. And he's like, man, he just killed him. And I was like, he's not dead.
No,
He's just like, he's not dead.
there's no way.
He was fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm so excited for season 3 where they can where they can take
I won't even say cons, but like, where do you want to see them improve in a season 3 from season 2?
I think the obvious one is pacing.
Yeah.
I honestly hope I really enjoy the characters, but I hope we're done with the Harfoots.
Okay.
We can just be with the Stranger and Bombadil, do some wizard training. We can have Numenor, which really could use some extra time. And like, I know they're not given all the time in the world, but in their rushed story they're given, I really like it. I liked where it ends, and it's like, this is super cool. I want to know how these characters are going to act.
Yeah.
We're going to have reunions, and I'm really excited to see that. And if we can remove one aspect of the story and give it to them, I don't think that's bad. I also just don't know what else you do with the Harfoots at this point.
Well,
I don't need them.
They
I don't
didn't
need to see
do-
them migrate to the Shire.
the problem is they didn't do anything interesting with them this season.
There was somebody for the Stranger to talk to.
And so it's like, I don't know what you do either. Like,
To me, this might be a minor
they're
spoiler. It
gonna-
kind of seemed like they were just going to go off, and we're now with the Stranger
yeah,
and Tom.
I don't know, though. I don't think that storyline is done. with like Nori, but it would be nice if it was, if they're gonna keep with it, like make it mean something, or just abandon it. It's okay.
Yeah.
Like,
We will be okay.
even if it's just for a season or something. I
We
mean,
can-
I know that maybe sounds really weird.
You can have the stranger show up in a forest and he walks around a corner and it's a group of Harfoots and Nori's there.
Yeah,
And they're like, "What's up, bro?" Like, yeah, we're doing okay. It's great to see you again.
it felt
How's
weird.
the fight against evil
It
going?
felt weird with how those two characters end this season, to be like, I'm curious. I'm just curious what's next, because I'm not intrigued by necessarily what their Harfoots or how they're going to be involved. Obviously they are. Obviously, there is certainly with what they're hinting at or what they've told us by the end of season 2, like the Harfoots are important in some way, but how, or if that really relates to the Harad and the Dark Wizard and all that stuff, or if that's just going to be a challenge for the Stranger in season 3, I don't know. But I do think kind of my big, I would say, like with you, my big thing is pacing. I would like to see 10 episodes. If
that'd be
that means we don't get a 3-episode battle, fine by me. 3-episode battle was cool. I don't need that every season. I would rather have more of those character moments like we had with Anatar and Celebrimbor, and like, let's just sit and talk, baby.
Or even like Durin and Durin.
Yeah, dude, the
That
stuff
was-
with the dwarves was great.
It was really unexpected how much I enjoyed that.
Yep.
Like, King Durin was in the first season a little bit. I didn't really think he was going to be a huge
Role.
role, yeah, and he was.
He was very important
Him
this
and
season.
his son were just awesome. They were getting me emotional.
Yeah,
I thought the ending of that was so cool too.
very cool, and,
It was
and
so
an interesting
cool.
an interesting way to both use the Balrog, but also like not bring about the destruction of Moria, because obviously that can't happen yet.
Yeah, they got to write that book.
Yeah, that's right. So
They got to dig too deep.
yeah, I think just if we can condense some groupings of characters into making more streamlined
Yeah,
ABC storyline, and this dominates our runtime. This has a healthy amount, and then maybe we get a sprinkles here and there of this one, but it's not directly impacting the plot of the quote unquote plot of this season. So they're still there. Kind of like Isildur this season was just kind of there.
I thought they
He had-
actually did that great.
He had some good moments. He had some really good, important character moments, but his total runtime was very small.
We don't need to see him just chill in a little village
Yeah.
every episode and kind of do nothing.
Yeah.
He had his moments in like 3 and 4.
Yep.
Then we waited till the end, and then there was kind of the reveal of who shows up.
Yep.
And everybody just wanted to punch him in the face. He's gonna get a ring. Isn't
He has a very punchable face. I have a feeling so.
He's gonna.
I just have a feeling.
Sauron's gonna show him and be like, "Listen, I got this," and he's gonna be like, "I want it. I want it. It's mine.
It's mine.
Please give it to me."
So overall, where are you ranking season 2?
Season 2 and just still overall fanboy worthy.
Yep, same.
For me, I think it's a great watch.
Yeah, I thought this was.
It's obviously not as good as Lord of the Rings.
No.
And I can't, I feel like I shouldn't have to say that, but then you always see those people on every social media outlet. They're just like, it's just not as good as the Lord of the Rings. And it's like, what do you want? Do you want the best movie ever made every time you watch it? Just have fun.
I also just think there's such a difference in medium. I don't know if I would throw any of my favorite TV shows up with as good as Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
Like, I'm thinking like even like The Last of Us is a really recent example of like just a phenomenal like season of TV. Not as good as Lord of the Rings,
Yeah.
but amazing in its own right, and that's okay. Like let it judge
People-
it based on TV standards, not based on.
And its own too. Like, and I mean, I won't say I don't do this. You compare stuff.
Oh, for sure.
And it's hard.
And
not to,
and
but-
especially when it's in the similar IP, right? Like when it's all like, oh, this is in the Lord of the Rings universe. Obviously, I'm going to compare it to Lord of the Rings, Hobbit,
I think it's definitely better than The Hobbit.
the Saul Bass stuff, the
The what?
Saul Bass, 1982.
Oh, the animated?
Animated. Come on now. If you haven't seen that, you're not a real Lord of the Rings fan.
I just didn't know that. Dude, that dude trips while running, and it's hilarious.
All right, Luke, you watched another new movie
I did.
in the last 2 weeks, so why don't you give us real quick your review of Joker 2? I don't know how it's a French word.
Folie à deux.
Folie à deux?
Madness for Two.
Sure.
French.
Yeah.
Because this movie wants to just let you know that it's the smartest movie ever made. When it's not. It's actually the most boring movie ever made.
Pretty full of itself.
It really is.
Ooh.
It honestly feels like they made $1 billion on the first one, and they're like, we made the best movie ever. And it's not. People enjoyed watching it. I think it's probably the most overrated movie of all time. I think it has a great performance in it, which heavily carries it. And then this one is just like nothing. It's just nothing. It has no attempt to say anything. I don't think any of the characters are interesting. Performance-wise, I don't think like Joaquin or Lady Gaga, Brendan Gleeson, I don't think they're bad, but I feel like sometimes you could tell like, well, maybe we don't care much about this one because we got paid. Do it. It's here. I'll read my letterbox. This is what I wrote down on letterbox when I reviewed it, because it's also a musical, which just completely shatters every moment in the movie.
I love how it's a musical, but then Todd Phillips is like, it's not a musical that has musical elements. It's like, no, dog, it's a musical. It's like,
I honestly think Todd Phillips might be one of the dumbest movie directors out there.
have you heard all this stuff about, like, I guess Gunn and Safran, like, were willing to offer notes and he didn't want anything from them? He's like, I don't
want anything to do with DC Studios.
Yeah, I don't want anything to do with it.
It's like, okay, bro,
Yeah.
cool. This is what I wrote. Take all the terrible songs out of this mess, and it'd still be just as uninteresting and boring, but it would at least be an hour shorter, because there is so much singing in this movie. Like, and there's some great moments. It's in the trailer, there's this moment where Arthur Fleck is being interviewed by like a news reporter,
Uh-huh.
and it like they have this back and forth, and the reporter's being condescending to him, and he's like, oh, I don't know if I should take this. And then he starts singing. He's like, what? He's just like singing some random song. I don't remember what it is. I don't think any of the songs are original though. And it just kills it. You're just like, oh my gosh, stop it. That's how every moment is in this movie.
Woof.
And it goes on forever. It's 2 hours and 18 minutes, probably average movie length, and it just feels like 4 hours.
Ugh.
It just goes on and on and on and on and on, and it's this courtroom drama, and you're not really even sure what the courtroom is arguing. It's like, is he crazy? Is he not? Does he have dual identity disorder? And Harvey Dent's the dude in the room being the prosecution. It's like, nope, it's him, actually. We should have gave the storyline to him. It's has the same problems as the first one, at least for me, where it just throws in DC stuff that's just like, don't put that in there. We don't need it.
Is Bruce in there?
No.
That's good. At least they didn't do that.
But
I won't be watching this.
I would strongly recommend, if you like the first Joker, do not watch this because it will completely ruin the movie for you. And I would put that at like a 99% guarantee.
Wow.
It will ruin the first one with the way the movie ends.
I've seen the ending to it.
It is probably one of the dumbest movie endings I've seen in a long time. Where it ends and you're just like, wow. They decided that was the best idea.
It's the thing in the prison.
Yes.
Yeah,
And,
it's like, okay.
But like,
Dude, and it
It's-
sounds like he wanted to do something similar in the first one.
he did,
But-
I guess.
But then Nolan was like, no, we're not doing that. Which I think is hilarious that Nolan had the vetoing right to that. But, yeah, no.
Then he switched to Universal and
Yep. And then they did it still, but in a different way.
oh, dude, I can't believe he thought that was a good idea. And like, it's so funny because in the first one, he just copied Martin Scorsese.
Uh-huh.
And I've said it from the beginning. It's stupid to do this movie and not have it be a Harley Quinn Mad Love tragedy. And this is my pitch. It's too late, obviously. Never do this. Stop putting the Joker and stuff. Even Matt Reeves, don't put the Joker in your next thing. Let's just leave it. It should have been, we're just copying Silence of the Lambs for this one. It's Harley doing therapy through a glass window to the Joker. She falls in love with him. They escape. He kills her. Obviously, that doesn't happen in the actual story, but
Right.
this is
a darker take.
the dark take. Instead, it's just, I think Harley's so stupid in this movie. Just her entire plot.
Isn't she just a normal person?
She has a degree in psychiatry. Her story is kind of a plot twist, and you go, okay, that's all right. But she's just like pre-obsessed with the Joker because of a TV movie. It's everything about it feels like it doesn't want to do comic book stuff, but then it also keeps throwing in comic book stuff, which it hates. It's like, can we stop this?
It's a movie at odds with itself.
And then there's still another hour left, and they're in the middle of this, like a jazz gospel number. Joker's like, I want to unalive myself. You see the memes everywhere, and then it's Harley going, you know, in the Lady Gaga voice.
Yeah.
Mm.
It's terrible. It's not the worst movie of the year, but it's definitely up there. And then this is, you saw me freak out earlier, Tyler.
Mm-hmm.
This is the ad on IMDb. And
An entirely unique anti-hero film.
an entirely unique anti-hero film. Somebody find me any DC comic where the Joker is an anti-hero.
The Joker is like the only truly evil character ever.
Yeah. He's just like, I just want to go make fun of Batman.
Yeah.
How are you going to do that? I'm just going to kill a bunch of people.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, okay.
Why are you killing
Why?
people?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm
It's just
bored.
it's fun. I like chaos.
The thing about chaos, it's fair. It's really frustrating to watch. I won't lie, I got like, it ended and I was like a little happy that it sucked.
Did you stay for credits?
I always watch the credits.
Okay, I didn't know if you just bounced on this one
No,
because
no,
you were
no.
so frustrated.
Here, I'll say this: the movie's beautiful.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard.
Every frame looks good. So cinematography's great. Even the musical numbers, like that looks good.
Yeah, you had said too, like the actual score is really good
Hildur
too.
was back,
Yeah,
and she's great. It was one of the best parts about the first one was this just really depressing,
yeah,
frightening,
like
cello.
heavy.
And
I think
it's-
the score's heavy.
And it's that again, and then they're singing a gospel song.
Yeah,
It's stupid.
that's a really interesting.
It make
Quite the juxtaposition.
Right.
I literally just don't understand why nobody ever went, why are we singing in this? Actually, I can totally understand one musical number. the Joker is a psychopath. And I wouldn't put it past them if he, like, has a real world. Everybody's watching him sing and dance right before he commits a horrible atrocity or something.
Mm-hmm.
I heard there's like an animated bit in this.
Yeah, actually, that was pretty good. That was cool.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the first movie done in style of Looney Tunes.
Oh.
It was pretty interesting.
Huh.
It also kind like they're trying to say that the Joker is mentally insane, so he can get away with killing 5 people and just be in Arkham or go somewhere else and get the help he needs. And the opening like cartoon is him and his shadow, like competing to be the dominating personality.
Gotcha.
And then the rest of the movie is garbage. And it's not garbage. It's not good.
Okay.
Don't see it. And if you want to see it, wait for it to be on HBO.
So what are you rating it?
It's straight to streaming.
Okay.
It's absolutely not worth seeing in theaters. No amount of popcorn will help.
Is this to watch it drunk?
You need alcohol.
Cool.
Gotta go to the Warren 21.
No, HBO.
Yeah, so like I generally, for a movie I'm excited about, will ignore reviews and go see it. But when this was like announced, I was like, I don't think this is necessary.
I think we all collectively, in unison, groaned.
Yeah.
It's like,
We were like, why? Yeah, like, what are we doing?
I mean, they announced Joker 2. It's like, okay, yeah, it makes sense. It made
Right,
$1 billion.
money, yeah.
And it's a musical.
And we were all like, ooh.
And people hate musicals.
Yep.
Even the really good ones. Wicked is gonna bomb in the theater.
And we're not going to get a
Everybody
part
knows
2.
Golly.
Yep.
That is gonna make me so sad when the opening weekend numbers over Thanksgiving weekend come out and it's like, and Wicked in 3rd place made $5 million. It's like, no. I guess that's only if it's good. If it sucks, then we'll be like, okay,
Yeah. But, okay.
yeah, Joker 2 sucks.
What else do we have to
Joker
review?
Folia Poo, I've heard.
Darn.
Folia Doo Doo, heard that one.
That's good. Do we want to do like a quick... I haven't watched episode 4 of The Penguin, but we could do like a quick lean in on that. I've watched the first 3.
Yeah, I've seen the first 3 as well.
I've seen all 4. Oh,
I've heard 4 is awesome.
Episode 4 is the best episode yet.
I've heard it's really good.
So good. And then can I just say, I watched Joker 2 last weekend, and Arkham in it it's interesting, I guess. It's kind of dank and gross. It's the 80s in New York.
Yeah.
However, Arkham in 2023, when did Batman come out? 22. New Jersey. Horrible place. And I can't wait for you guys to see it.
I'm excited. I'll probably watch it tomorrow.
I need the Arkham spinoff they're talking about like now.
Yeah, well, and I guess that idea is still being worked.
They probably saw episode 4. They're like, "Hey yo, who cooked?"
Yeah, I'm excited to check it out. I'm absolutely in love with this show. I think it's phenomenal. It's far exceeded my expectations of what it could be. When this was announced, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna watch this. Colin Farrell's awesome. He was great as the Penguin in the Batman.
Yep.
I watched the first episode and I was like, man, that's really good. It feels like we're just right off the heels of the Batman. We're just gonna keep this thing rolling. Episode 2 happens and you're like, all right, yeah, I could dig this. Episode 3, you're like, oh, I'm locked in.
Episode 3 starts off with the flood,
Yeah.
and like you don't really realize it's a flashback until it happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do a nice job of
Yeah.
not like making
It's like a
it
hidden
super
hidden
obvious.
reveal. Yeah.
That was devastating.
Well, and then the way they tie it back together in the club with like the panic attack stuff, I was like, dude, this is awesome.
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm so in right now. So I'm very excited to watch episode 4. I cannot wait.
The girl who plays Sophia,
Kristen Milotti. Yeah.
Milotti, dude, she's so good.
She's
She
awesome.
is
Yeah.
incredible.
Yeah, she steals every scene she's in.
Yeah.
Like, she's super good.
Well, hold on to your britches.
Yeah, I've heard episode 4 is pretty central to her. So
I saw earlier today. It's like rated at a 9.7 on IMDb,
Oh,
Holy
which is like
cow.
one of the highest
baby.
ever.
That's crazy.
It's really good, man. This show is just cooking.
Yeah, I was
all
gonna say it's
cylinders.
firing on all cylinders right now.
Firing
It's-
all cylinders, cooking
it's
on
good.
all burners.
That's right. Burners are
It'd
on
be,
high.
they've got that drops distribution down.
Yeah. And the score for it's great too.
Yeah.
It's
Like the
Michael
mu-
G. Kino's
yeah, it's his brother. Yeah.
Ah.
Like the soundtrack, I love the music choices. Like I
Yeah.
think they're all super good. The casting choices have been like I would almost say brilliant. Like
Yeah,
they're super
very,
good.
Very well done.
They've casted this thing perfectly.
Just how they match the visual.
Yeah.
Of Batman 2. Like they even talk about it at the end of episode 4 in their little post-episode
Yeah. Like recap thing.
inside the episode. They're like, yeah, we looked at the few scenes in Arkham from the Batman, and then we turned it into a bigger set. It's like,
Well done.
good job, like, you crushed it.
Yeah, no, it's really just far exceeded my expectations. Like I thought it would be good. I did not think it would be great.
yeah.
It is great.
I wasn't sure what to, think. I figured, like you said, it would be good, and it is exceeding expectations.
I think the way it just last thing. The way it holds tension with Oz and like the situations he puts himself in.
So episode 3 is the club. Episode 2 is the funeral.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Like the episode
Yeah, 'cause
2
episode
you're
3
like
is Bliss.
episode 2 you're like, "Oh, don't do that."
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Like when he messes up putting the jewels in the car.
Yeah.
You're like, "Oh, how is he getting out of this?"
out of this one, buddy?
And like the other thing, the impending moment we all know is coming is gonna suck so bad. But
With the kid?
yeah, dude, it's gonna suck so bad.
It's sunset.
Oh, dude, I'm not looking forward to it because like Colin Farrell has said, like you will hate me by the end of the show, and I'm like, oh, I know what you're doing, especially after the Bliss episode.
Yeah.
You're just like, oh man, Vic, no, you had your chance. But super good. Can't wait to watch more.
Chose greed over love, man.
He did.
He did.
What an idiot.
He was
All
at the
right.
door and didn't kick it in. Mistake.
We got some news.
Should we stay in DC land
Sure.
and HBO land?
Why not?
We
There's
got
a lot of DC stories this week.
we got our Jon Stewart. We got Aaron Pierre.
Let's go.
This is the rare case where, like, the one person where everybody's like, hey, you should cast this guy.
Yeah, because he kind of blew up just recently. So
Yeah. And, they casted Aaron Pierre.
well, I guess
Which is so amazing.
what's so cool about this too is like Rebel Ridge came out, it blew up. Aaron Pierre was attached to everything.
Mm-hmm.
He was attached to Marvel. He was attached to DC. He was attached to all these other projects that were happening. And do you know how like refreshing it is to hear that DC won this? Like how many people, how many times have we heard this happen and then like that actor goes to a Marvel film?
Yeah.
Right? And like this time DC gets the guy and it's like, man, maybe things much like my fandom in football right now, like things are looking up. Good people are doing the right things. We have the right people in positions that they need to be in. It feels like DC's kind of entering that era as well. So super awesome for this. I'll talk about it later, but I read Green Lantern Earth 1 the day before this casting was announced.
So good.
So I was like, oh, that's cool.
All of it or just the first volume?
Just the first volume. I don't have the second volume.
I got it.
You do have it? Can I borrow it?
Yeah.
Because I was going to buy it, but it's like $30. I was like, that's so expensive.
Dude, the books are, like, so nice, though.
They're so nice. Like, I love it.
Yeah. And the second one introduces John.
Okay.
I don't fully remember it. I read it, like, 5 years ago this point.
Yeah,
I
it's
feel
been
like.
out for a while. But
I love how they redid his origin.
dude, I love the
I was
redone.
a space miner.
Yeah, it's so good.
Instead of, and I think it'd be a great way to, if they show the origin for Hal, just do that. We
Yep.
don't need to
Rehash the pilot thing.
rehash the pilot thing. Yeah.
Well, and like Ferris being involved in space, and like that's just a natural progression
And,
of
like,
that.
It's what Captain Marvel did. I don't care who was first. We don't need to do the same thing.
Right.
Let's do something new.
Well, and I think they've used a ton of the art from this as like promotional for the show so
Yeah.
far. So it feels like maybe that is some of kind of what they're going for.
I mean, plus it's True Detective
Right.
and the Earth One, just story. The Earth One like series Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, all those were a lot more
Mature, I'd say.
dark, gritty.
Yeah, gritty. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think, at its core, Green Lantern Earth 1, and this is definitely not the story they're going to tell, but, like, it is very much a, like, Hal is trying to figure out what's going on. Like, why am I in this situation?
Mhm.
Why are the Guardians in this situation? What is this ring that I have? I also really like how they use Kilowog in this. I hope this is similar to how they use Kilowog in the show. Yeah. And then we got confirmation of Kyle Chandler as Hal Jordan
Yeah.
as well this week.
Which is weird. I thought that had already been confirmed. Just not
Gunn
by
hadn't
Gunn
confirmed
yet.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which it sounded like there was still like negotiating that was happening after it got out.
I guess we usually always do replace in talks as they've been cast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it's because the Hollywood Reporter said it. It's like, oh, well, it's all but confirmed.
Right. But this one took a while. It was like a couple
Yeah.
weeks. I think it's a great choice though. I think he'll be really good. I love that, going into this, we know John is the future for the character.
Yeah.
And that's
They've
really cool.
crushed the casting as far as I'm concerned.
And I really like too with Aaron Pierre, he's done a lot of things that are very central to like black representation across history and like what he's worked on. And like Jon Stewart is a huge character in that space.
Yeah.
So it's really cool that he got this role too.
Yeah.
So really looking forward to what he does. Also, he already has the eyes, which is super cool.
Mm-hmm.
What are the chances of that?
Right? He was born for this role. What else did you have in DC?
Dynamic Duo.
Yeah.
This is a new CG animated puppetry movie.
Yep.
And it's going to be Dick Grayson and Jason Todd kind of origin story.
Yep.
I don't remember the exact description. I think they're like street orphans
Yeah.
was the story.
I think it's
And
kind
then
of
them
talking how they
becoming Robin.
Robin, yeah.
Very excited, but also
The visual style for you.
the visual style is going to be off-putting for me because I'm not the biggest fan, but I will still.
You're getting a Robin movie, which is awesome.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
And it's not in the DC universe. This is separate.
Yeah.
It's being produced by DC Studios and Matt Reeves, which is weird.
Matt Reeves is kind of getting. I think Gunn has kind of just given Matt Reeves the keys to like the Elseworld stuff. They're not calling it Elseworld, but
If it like has Batman involved, Matt
yeah,
Reeves is
they're
like,
kind of giving Matt
"Yeah, I'll
Reeves.
help."
Yeah, if it's not going to be DC proper,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, we got that. What else did we get? We got confirmation of like the
Teen
projects
Titans.
that the Teen Titans is being written by the Supergirl writer.
I don't know how to say her last name.
We also got
Gueria?
Noguera.
Noguera.
I only know that from UFC fighters with that same last name. It's Noguera.
Yeah, she's writing Supergirl, and now she's confirmed to write Teen Titans.
Which I am very curious about a Teen Titans movie in this space.
Mm-hmm.
That is a choice for sure.
It is.
Here's my thing. We have like 10 things announced already.
Mm-hmm.
It was 5 shows and 5 movies.
Yeah.
Some of them were animated. Nothing's out yet.
Yeah.
And we're still announcing new stuff. Let's stop announcing stuff.
Pump the brakes.
This was the problem.
Let's get our foundation.
This was the problem with DC before, where we announced an entire slate.
Yep.
And literally none of it happened.
Right.
Yeah.
This was what happened with Marvel too.
Mhm.
They announced like 20 movies. How many of those have came out? Maybe 6.
Yeah.
One of them, Blade, has like had 10 directors now. Like,
Yeah, we got.
what's
Just slow down.
Same problem with video games too. It's like we're doing this and it's coming out this day. Can we at least be working on it?
Yeah, Gunn addressed some of this on Threads. I'll have to find it and send it to you. But because somebody was like, "Why are you announcing stuff? Like nothing's out." And Gunn kind of responded in like, this is how we essentially are contracting writers, and we announce it because it would get out anyways. Is kind of what he said. Is like, because he was like, yeah, usually I wouldn't want to announce it, but I know if I put out something for, hey, we're taking scripts for this,
Yeah.
the world's gonna tell everybody anyway, so we like to be first. And I was like, I get it, but also like you could do that quietly, I'm sure.
Can I give you guys a bonus?
NDA the hell out of everybody.
Right.
Can I
but-
give you guys a bonus prediction that I just want to stack on to my?
Sure.
It won't count for points, obviously, but I just want it in on the record.
On the record.
I don't think James Mangold is directing Swamp Thing anymore, and I think it's going to be Mike Flanagan.
I'd be down with that.
There's my prediction.
I think Flanagan definitely is doing something.
I
for
feel
Gunn.
like I look at a lot of Mike Flanagan's posts, and James Gunn is liking them,
Mhm.
and I know that means nothing, and people
Well,
do this all the
well,
time.
remember, he was
but at the same
rumored-
time, it's like,
Remember, he was rumored for Clayface for a long time.
yeah, and like it's horror,
Mhm.
it's creepy, like body stuff.
Yep. Yeah, he was rumored for Clayface forever.
I think in the next like 6 months we're gonna get a post. Unfortunately, Mangold's too busy. We'd love to do it. He's still gonna be a producer. Blah blah blah. Corporate talk. But we've signed on Mike Flanagan
to direct.
to direct it.
Yeah.
Somebody asked him about Mangold directing because he's like, I don't think Mangold's directing. Literally this exact thing. And he was
Yeah.
like, what gives you that idea? And I was like, oh, Gunn is always playing coy with
Yeah.
people. Though,
Yeah.
So. We did have 2 rumors in this space, too. There was rumors of a Deathstroke Bane movie. It has since come out that this was actually a Secret Six movie that was in discussion. Not a Deathstroke Bane movie.
Gotcha.
And then the other thing involves the character we did not think we'd be seeing soon or anytime soon, and that's the Flash. Did you hear this one?
I haven't heard this.
Rumor is he will be introduced via a
Video game?
TV show.
Oh, dang it!
An animated TV show is kind of the rumor right now.
Oh, there's the comedy animated show that's in the works, apparently.
The
That's
what?
another rumor.
Which one?
A DC animated
Comedy.
animation comedy.
Interesting.
And people are like, is this another Justice League?
Maybe
Some
that's
people
the
are like,
Flash.
Is this Wonder Woman?
Yeah.
Because I know lots of people have been like, both of the other Trinity characters have gotten their animated show. When are we going to get Wonder Woman's?
Like this is outside of DCU stuff.
I think so.
Okay.
I don't
Yeah,
know
the
really
Flash
sure.
TV show is DCU introduction. That'd be great if we got a Wonder Woman the animated
Dude, I'd love
series. That'd be sick. He did update that's moving forward pretty well too.
The Paradise Lost.
Yeah, he's like reading scripts for it and stuff.
I just need.
We have Creature Commandos coming this
I know
December.
Creature Commandos is technically the first thing.
Yeah.
But I just need Superman to come
Yeah.
out because that's like the first.
Well, and then
We
like
got
we'll-
Creature Commandos as a prelude, or a opening statement.
like a warm up, yeah.
Like, what's the thing like? They'll even do it in comics where it's like, James Gunn wrote this before Justice League.
Oh, the
4.
forward.
The forward. Thank you.
Yeah.
Creature Commandos is a little forward, and then Superman is actually the kickoff.
Yeah.
I need the kickoff.
And then Peacemaker season 2, I guess, is going to address why season 2 is canon and season 1 is not, and that'll be later next year too. I don't know. It's going to get messy early. Eventually, it'll all fall into
I'm just
place.
gonna ride
but-
I'm just gonna ride the wave.
Yeah.
Just enjoy whatever comes my way.
My last DC thing is confirmed that Superman starts its marketing run in December.
Hyped.
So we'll start to
So-
see stuff
Official images.
Yeah,
Teasers.
probably a teaser trailer
Yeah.
before the end of the year. So we're getting there.
Yep.
Get excited or get nervous, depending on how you feel.
That reminds me, I was gonna look this up.
It's more fun to be excited.
Oh, yeah,
in
for
my
sure.
mind. So, my big news story of the week:
Give it to me. Yeah, buddy. Let's talk.
Halo
We texted about this. I'm excited to talk about it.
is moving to Unreal Engine.
Finally!
This was all but confirmed. Not confirmed. There has been lots of like job postings and rumors about why haven't we seen anything new for Halo Infinite. You know, why are there job postings on LinkedIn about, you know, people with Unreal experience? So yeah, they announced that basically since like 22 they've been working on this kind
Project Foundry.
of Project Foundry.
Yeah.
they've this wasn't as much a part of it, but looking back over the last 2 years at what has happened with the leadership team structure, they've kind of rebranded and gutted, for the most part, a lot of the leadership of 343. They're rebranding it to just be Halo Studios.
I love the logo.
Worst-
I like the logo.
Worst logo I've ever seen.
I like it. I think it's
horrible.
awesome.
Your name is Halo and it's a bunch of straight blocks? Are you kidding me? Get out of here. Fire that department that designed
It's
that.
not blocks.
They're all straight lines. Put a circle in there. Come on. It's Halo.
I love that
It's
you were both
angular.
on like the. I couldn't care less
Look how
about
straight all that is. And then
the
okay,
logo
O's.
of the.
It's horrible. The way they show off the logo is a bunch of lines going. Doo, 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 doo.
I like it.
It's
I think it's cool
garbage.
looking.
I don't dislike it. I don't
Fire them.
I don't think it's the most beautiful logo, but I also don't hate it.
I
So,
like it.
Yeah.
I could do better.
The kind of underlying thing that was quietly said is that they were working on multiple projects in Unreal. It's not. They were fairly coy about if those are all in house.
Yeah.
I believe, or if any of those are.
They'll definitely have support studios.
They'll have
Yeah.
support studios for sure. It's Microsoft, but you know, they've been very quiet. You know, a while ago, and we assumed that whatever project Tanaka was is like dead. But like they were partnered up with certain affinity. They were developing something. We don't know if there's still a relationship there, and they're still developing something just in Unreal now, or if
What is Certain Affinity known for?
support studio.
What
I
is
mean, the biggest thing.
What do
They-
support studios often do when they
Mul-
get their first big thing? What is it usually?
multi-
And
Sign
what
a contract.
and what anniversary is coming up in 2 years?
Oh,
I think we got Combat Evolved
20th anniversary
in Unreal coming out in 2 years.
on PlayStation,
Probably.
probably.
Didn't it already get remade?
Yeah, a decade
In the
ago.
Master Chief Collection, yeah. But I think it's getting a full Unreal Engine 5 facelift.
No, third time's the charm. Maybe it'll actually hit this time. Just kidding.
They'll bring it to PlayStation. It'll reach a new audience, and it'll start Halo Studios off, with a larger player base to begin.
I could see it.
Or a smaller one, because what if it sucks?
Yeah, I mean, there's always that chance.
I know they changed their name and they have a new engine, but
So rather than wait till to do just because I don't want to wait till a fan box to just talk about it. I do right here. I have 2 fan box questions, but it's about this.
Okay.
And it's what Halo games do you think they're actually making, and what Halo games do you want them to be making?
I think they're actually making Combat
Evolved
for sure is a remake. It's happening.
remake. Yeah.
That's coming out in 2 years.
okay.
I would almost bet my life savings on that. I think that is almost guarantee.
That would be for the
We've
20
talked
that would be
about
for the
this.
25th anniversary.
Correct. We've talked about this, so I'll let you get the one you want to get out of
No,
there
go
first.
for it.
I just want a third-person ODST game.
Yeah, so we were talking about ODST 2, or we were talking about ODST.
I wouldn't make this ODST 2.
Right,
I would
right.
just make this a new thing.
Well, yeah. I think it's in the ODST style though, where you're not a Spartan, you're an ODST.
ODST Helldivers.
It's Oh, and yours is way more Helldivers.
Yeah.
Your idea, whereas mine was more of I've been playing the Division 2 off and on, and I just think that world feels really cool and could lend itself to an ODST style game. ODST is known for, it's one game. It's set in New Mombasa, right? So it is the pretty much the only Halo game that is really limited to just that city.
It's in a city, yeah. Much
and
like the Division games.
And I just feel like the Division does cities so well.
Yeah. I would agree.
I'll just say this straight up. I think a lot of people would agree with me, and other people wouldn't care. Well, I'm a Halo hater, though. Let's just put that at the front so everybody knows it. I've been hating on Halo since 5 came out.
Yeah, oh yeah.
A third-person Halo game. I'm already out. Like, it just wouldn't feel like Halo, which is already, for me, been a problem since 5. I play a
wouldn't-
game and it's like, this does not feel like
I
Halo.
wouldn't have thought it, except they just
November.
announced that in November, third person is coming to, like,
There's a third person mode in
a
Infinite.
toggle
Yeah.
to Halo Infinite.
Yep.
You'll be able to switch between third and first
I mean-
person. So, like, I just feel like it
Whole
could
third person
be.
has already been in the game, though. But it's been, like,
Certain weapons and
or
stuff.
flags.
Carrying the
Has-
flags,
yeah.
super, like, the turrets.
Well, the flag's first person. The
Oh.
turrets are third.
Oh, yeah, flags aren't third
Yeah.
person.
Or, like, even vehicles. So it's not totally out of place.
Sure.
But, like, just...
There's no ADS in Halo, really. I mean, there is, I guess, now.
There is more
But-
now than there ever has
Yeah,
been.
but so like a third person doing it, it fits with what third person is.
Yeah.
So
I just think that would be really
I would
interesting.
love them for Halo... Would it be 6 or 7? If they
6.
just went back to a number.
Oh, I
Would-
have no idea. 7. Proper
Or would they-
mainline game, 7.
yeah,
No abilities. No sprint. Let's go back to basics. Which is kind of what they were talking about in the video. Was they're like...
Don't hold your breath on sprint. I played Halo Reach. I'm like, I missed my sprint. And I even have that as an ability.
Yeah,
But like,
I think it's gonna feel closer to. I hate saying this. I think it's gonna feel closer to more common shooters now. I think they'll have
So
full
5.
ADS. I think they'll have full sprint. I could see them trying to go after what Destiny does. They won't get there, but they'll try.
I mean, they already tried. The last 2 have been that try, in my opinion. That's why I didn't like them.
I think they're still so far off, though. Like, ADS does not feel anything like a proper ADS.
I don't know. I think they have a good sandbox with Infinite.
Yeah.
I think the game feels good to
Yeah,
play.
I like
It's
playing
just,
Infinite.
You're going to have people like Luke who absolutely hate the open world nature of the
I
campaign.
used a grappling hook twice, and I was like, this is not Halo.
So I think if you get back to a more linear kind of storytelling, I think you'd be fine with the mechanics that are there. You know, you may never use the grappling hook more than the one time it forces you to, but you know, the rest of the game will still feel enough like Halo, I think, that you would be okay with it, and it would keep more modern gamers interested in the gameplay loop. It wouldn't feel too slow. I do think older Halos, going back and replaying, I was telling Tyler about this. I think they build really amazing encounters, and everything between the encounters is incredibly dull. Getting from A to B is not fun because I can't move quickly. It's beautiful, usually pretty, but it's very empty. The world feels
You might get a few grunts to run over here and there.
yeah, like unless you get a vehicle, but you don't always have a vehicle because that's the beauty of the sandbox is that it's like who knows what you want to do.
Right.
And so balancing those things, I think, is a real challenge in a modern AAA shooter.
I also think the other thing that I have recently very much come to grips with is that we are past the age of being the target.
Oh, for sure.
And so when these games
All
are
these
being
Fortnite
made,
players.
when these games are coming out, they're targeting, junior, senior high school age people
Yeah.
to like college age people.
Yep.
And what is all the rage? Quick, fast, twitchy. That's what
All
everything's
these
going to be.
Gen Alpha TikTokers.
Dude, I played, like I said earlier a couple months ago, I played Black Ops 6's beta. I am not the target, man. I am way too old to be playing that stuff. It's too fast.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Halo's their shift will be towards a new audience. It has to be.
Yeah, I think so too.
They can't rely on us old guys anymore.
I think it might just be nostalgia. I just loved being a big, bulky machine with a gun. I thought, and then like,
Yeah.
Sounds like a heavy class in Helldivers.
like, but there was no other equipment besides just like, I've got an AR and this pistol, and I'm gonna hop every once in a while and throw nades. But then like, and it always felt weird to me when they added like, I loved Reach, but we're going back in time and adding all these like armor locks and sprints and things,
Mhm.
and it's like, why didn't I have this before? Like, it always comes up. Like, video games do that a lot, but
Yeah.
I would like, I think they just need to simplify it.
Yeah.
And tell a better story.
Yeah.
Dude, I hated 5 so much.
I think ODST third person would be something I would want. I think Combat Evolved is probably what they're making. I think a Halo Wars 3 is probably very realistic. It's been when did we get Halo Wars 2?
17.
That should definitely be in the rotation right
The
now.
problem is I don't know who they have making it.
Neither do they. They'll figure that out. And then I would say something.
Netties.
NetEase.
Yeah, it's First Descendant. And I would say probably the third is the mainline
Yeah.
Halo title,
Yeah.
Halo 7
Yep.
or whatever that looks like. That would be my guess.
Yeah. My guesses would be the remake, a mainline, and then
Spartan Assault 2,
no, I think
twin stick shooter, baby.
I think maybe they do. I don't think it's third person. It's not our version of ODST, but I think that it is. ODST is different yet familiar for Halo.
Mhm.
I don't think Halo Wars has quite the
it doesn't
player
have the
grab
yeah.
ability that something like that would. I am still totally. I know I'm gonna get hate on this. I'm the multiplayer guy here.
It's an Arbiter prequel.
I still wouldn't mind seeing some version of a battle royale.
I think they should tear down Infinite and rebuild it in Unreal and re-upload it.
Just redo Infinite.
Dude, the biggest thing moving to Unreal does for them though is now to be able to keep up with content.
Yeah.
Because they say it in the video, like we have to teach people how to use this engine.
Yeah.
Unreal, you don't have to do that.
Right.
It's like, hey, we're gonna hire you off the street, make this asset for us,
Yep.
or download it from the store and make it work in our game.
Yeah.
I think it's just interesting that they made the engine for Infinite, and then it looked mixed. Some parts looked really good, but it also had a lot of backlash for a lot of it, because there's always that person of the
The
Brute.
first trailer,
or whatever.
Greg. His name is Greg. What?
We're just
Craig.
like,
Craig.
oh, like that's a famous Halo picture now, and obviously that's not how it ended.
Yeah. But
But
They got Sonicked.
all
They
this
did.
this will be, I guess, another hot take from Luke about all the Unreal Engine stuff.
mhm.
I thought all the spaces looked great. I didn't think Chief looked good. I thought he looked like a toy.
I think whatever materials they were using for his armor
It's
felt
too
way
clean.
too shiny.
Yeah, it's too clean.
I really like more of a matte, but that's a personal
Someone needs to
preference
get a
thing.
hammer in Unreal
It
Engine
was
and
a
just beat
it
him
was
with
a
it.
first
Yeah.
showing.
Just
Beat up
I
the
don't
armor a
know.
little bit.
They'll hear that feedback.
Yeah, they'll
'Cause
clean-
that's
it'll-
not that's not a hot.
they'll
That's not as
clean
hot
it
of a
up.
take as you think it is.
Darn it,
Yeah.
I need a hotter one.
Just say Halo sucks.
I do think Halo sucks currently. I'm not a Halo multiplayer person. I've never really been. I've only really cared about the campaigns. And Halo 5 Guardians was, I think, truly awful. And I just had no interest in Infinite. And then the first couple missions I played, it never
Never
grabbed
you.
me.
Tyler, was it you? You mentioned something about the Arbiter
Never
earlier.
grappling
Did we have a
hooked me.
conversation about setting a game about like the first Arbiter?
I said an Arbiter prequel.
Yeah, so I think not necessarily Keith David's Arbiter, but like give me an like how the first Arbiter came about.
Arbiter Senior.
You can have, the Covenant still exists. You can have those ranks, but then you can be fighting against alien to us because they didn't get wrapped into the Covenant because they didn't bend the knee, and you have to annihilate them,
Yeah.
right? Like, though that one is something, a story around that could be really interesting. And
Or
I
an
think,
anime.
ooh, and I think Reach to me proved that you can play elites in a really fun way.
Mhm.
Like, it doesn't have to be give them unique move sets, their little dodge roll.
Yeah.
So fun.
Yeah,
Bigger
make them
hitbox, though.
feel different.
That's
You sacrifice
Gotta play
size.
as the female. The female.
Yeah.
smaller hitbox.
Yep.
No, I
Um,
mean I'd be on board for that.
the two games that I think are coming out, I never actually answered this question.
Yeah, you never did.
I just think it's probably the one you said, the
remake.
and the mainline, which will actually not come out for like 5 years.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh yeah, for sure. That's way down the
Jinx.
line. Yeah. What is the third one?
None.
You don't think they have a third?
It
project?
actually gets.
Oh,
scrapped.
I think they have one planned.
It just gets scrapped.
It will not happen.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
That's a fair guess these days.
It'll be
It's Project Foundry.
Yeah, just project.
It's just their research project.
Or
It's
this.
just Forge.
Yeah.
They just released
Oh yeah, there you
Infinite or not Infinite.
I was
like,
just gonna say they're gonna just
Halo
release.
and Unreal Forge and let everyone create their own thing.
They're
That'd be
not-
sick.
they're-
Mario
It's just
Maker for
Roblox.
It's Mario Maker for Halo.
They're never gonna build another map again. They're gonna build maps and then they're going to find the good ones and be like,
Dude, they do that
"This
quite a
has
bit
been
now.
entered into the
do.
public play space."
That's what they do on Infinite.
Yeah.
But it's gonna be better now. Like
Yeah.
it's gonna be like, oh, I'm like a 90% dev.
Yeah.
I just can't trademark it.
Any
Was
other
there
new...
a second part to that question? You said there's two questions.
No, well, what games are you hoping for and what games are you
Oh, okay.
actually expecting? So we kind of talked about some of our hopes.
ODST Helldivers is my number one
You
hope.
know, some sort of ODST.
Something.
Is my
I don't think I really have any hopes.
Halo Wars 3 would also be a hope,
Luke
but
wants
I-
an ODST Tony Hawk's game.
Ooh.
What?
Tony Hawk Pro Skater, but Halo characters.
What am I skating on an arbiter's skull or something?
Sure.
How would that even work? What's the soundtrack?
Yes.
Just a bunch of chill E EDM.
It's just all lo-fi beats.
It's just the Halo 5 soundtrack.
Oh, there you go.
Over and over again.
I'm gonna blow my brains out.
Low-key, oh no, I'm thinking Halo 4.
Halo 4 soundtrack.
I really like Halo 4.
4
so-
is okay too.
Yeah.
I actually liked Halo 4.
Yeah.
Although it's the bones of what Bungie was already making, so they get no credit.
Any other
F343.
news stories, boys?
Microsoft said FE343
You ruined my
as
life
well.
for 3. I hate you.
Any other news stories?
I have a
Henry Cavill's cast in the live-action Voltron movie.
How disappointing.
It doesn't matter. The director was the Red Notice director. We don't care about this.
That's a good point. Yeah.
Velma was canceled after 2 seasons at max.
Oh no.
There's a sequel to Alien Isolation officially in development now.
Yeah, I'm
which is
excited
cool.
about
And then this was a big story. Neither of you are going to care about this, but the Pokemon Company was hacked.
that. Oh no.
I was
Which-
going to fake excitement for it. Then you said Pokemon. And
Yeah,
I was like,
I know you don't
I
care.
don't even know how to fake it.
So there was leaks of Gen 10, which is the
Is
next
that a
mainline games.
Sequel to Ben 10.
Codenamed Gaia, and then a Pokemon MMO is in the works, which is something everybody's wanted forever.
Okay.
But in that leak, and this is probably the bigger story, which I don't think is much of a story, but people latch onto this weirdly. Nintendo's next console is codenamed Ounce.
Ooh.
So that was
Alright.
wrapped up in the leak, and the Pokemon Company and Game Freak are trying to figure out what their next steps are, because that's a pretty big breach for them.
They couldn't think of the name Switch 2.
Well, code name, like Project Scorpio was the series console, wasn't it?
There's a silent E on the end of Switch, so it's different.
Oh, okay.
And it's Switch TOO.
Gotcha. This is
You're
a
gonna play a
Switch
Switch
2.
You're gonna play Switch 2?
Yeah. So yeah, that's all I got.
Are you gonna buy the Switch 2? And then later it's you gonna buy the Switch 2.
Because by the Switch.
They don't even have to change
Two?
any of their press.
Two? Any other news stories, Luke?
Do I? No.
Okay.
Tell you the news story I want. I want Alan Wake to announce when this Lake House DLC is coming out, because they just said October.
Probably Halloween.
I'd be the last day. I'd be so mad.
Hey, Halloween, Thursday, October 31st. It's Batman. You're gonna watch Batman on Halloween.
There you go.
That's gonna be awesome.
That is going to be awesome.
He's gonna say that at the beginning. It's Thursday, October 31st. Then I'll just turn it off after that. If I'm busy. If I have nothing going on, I'll probably just watch it.
Things I've been doing this week, we talked a little bit about Penguin. I've also been watching Agatha all along.
How are you liking that?
It's okay.
I've heard so many like mixed things. It's so hard to get a read on
It
what it
is.
is.
It has its moments. I don't know. It doesn't overstay its welcome, for the most part.
Are they short episodes?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's Disney Plus, man.
Yeah.
It
That's
has to be
like,
longer than 20 and shorter than 40.
I think like last week's episode was like 23 minutes.
Oh my
It was
gosh.
very short. It was the shortest episode by far. Most of them have been closer to 32.
Okay.
At least, if not more, like 37. I'm trying to remember because we did the math. We were like, this is way short, and then we looked at it and said 35, but it was like 7 minutes of credits.
Naturally.
So,
Yeah. Okay.
so it's okay. I mean,
Alright.
it's kind of seasony.
You're not saying it's bad. So
I don't
that's a
think
good
I don't think
sign.
it's bad. I think that there are a couple like really good performances throughout so far. A number of the episodes really feel like they were shot in the volume. Classic at this point. And it's starting to get like the last episode really felt samey to the whichever one was before it, 3 or 4, I can't remember at this point. So like they need to break out of like kind of the cycle they're in at this point, but they did just drop kind of a big twist reveal at the end of last episode, so hopefully this week they trying to address that.
Spoilers. Sorry.
He knows.
I've seen it too.
You guys have seen it. It's on the.
I mean, comicbook.com and every outlet ever
It
was
was
like
just like-
immediately posting
yeah,
it the day the
yeah.
episode aired. So
and then the other thing we've been watching is Vox Machina,
oh nice.
Yeah.
new season.
I've watched the first 3.
First 3 are great.
It's awesome.
So
I love that show, man.
Is this the final season of that?
Final? I don't
I
know.
don't think they've announced
Okay.
it as the final.
I wasn't sure if they announced it.
I hope not.
I don't think so.
I'd be mad.
Doink.
Is that a jet or a...
It was a jet.
Yes! Dude, I think Tyler Bass has missed like 18 field goals this game.
Oh dear.
Nice. I can very quickly go as well. I already mentioned I read Green Lantern Earth 1. Super good. And then I finished Brandon Sanderson Mistborn Book 2, Well of Ascension.
Nice.
It's a really good series, man. It's really good.
Nice.
I totally understand. Like, I know we used to make jokes about
No,
it all
no,
the
no.
time.
And
I
that
understand why people like him so
that
much.
had no. My comments.
Oh, it was-
obviously
I know
had
it's
nothing
total-
to do with the books or the writing or
Yeah.
the series, right? Like it was just this one person would not shut up about it.
Yeah. Yeah,
and it
they're
made
g-
me not want to read them.
They're good. The second book was much more of like a political king drama, and it was a lot of fun. And then the other thing I'll mention, but I won't go deep into, is I am playing Metaphor ReFantagio. And
How many JRPGs have you played?
quite a few.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, just Kingdom Hearts?
Kingdom Hearts, I guess technically
Halfway?
counts. Final Fantasy,
Oh, that's
Octopath. I grew up on a lot of those. This is
I
like,
didn't know Octopath was a
yeah, it's a JRPG.
Okay.
This is very much like they're pretty different because they do like the calendar system, like Persona. But it's Persona in a fantasy world, and I think it makes it more digestible than what Persona is.
I didn't play Persona.
I tried
Was
4.
What was the one on Game Pass? Was it 3?
3, yeah. Persona 3 Reload or whatever. I tried 4. I still have it on my Switch. I still boot it up and mess with it every now and again. But, like, I guess I'm going to bring this up now. But, like, in Persona, you become, like, you have these personas, and, like, they're all different names, and they do different things. And, like, for me, like, I don't have any background with the franchise. And, like, I just feel like I'm overwhelmed with, like, I don't know what these things are doing. With Metaphor, you have these archetypes that you can become, and it's like mage, knight, seeker.
A Quidditch player?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Like, it's super simple. Okay, I know what a mage is supposed to do. So when I have that archetype,
Magic.
perfect. You know, there's one that's called healer. There's one that's called trader.
What does a healer do?
Yeah, I don't know. You tell me. They probably they kill stuff.
They're the cook.
Yeah. But no, it's much more digestible for me. And it has a really, really good story hook early. And I am in pretty heavily. And the music's epic. If you've not heard it, you should go find it. It's freaking, I'll play it for you after this. It's great. So yeah, that's what I'm doing in my spare time.
I've heard really good things about it.
Well,
I'm not a JRPG player though.
So that's kind of what got me, because I do like JRPGs, but I can't play a lot of them. I have to like play them in.
Well, they're all like 500 hours.
Huge.
I remember I was listening to a review of Persona 4, I think, and they were like, "Oh, about 250 hours in." It's just like, let me stop you right now.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm out. Yeah, no, it's insane how big they are, but like the buzz was going crazy, and I was like, I don't know if I'll play it. And then I listened to a review of it, and I was like, okay, this sounds pretty like up my alley, kind of Final Fantasy-esque, because it's, it's fantasy, but not like what you would think of it as. And then like the music started playing, and I was super into it. And then I started watching some videos on it, and I was like, yeah, I think I could get down with this. And so I looked on the GameStop website, and they were doing 30% trade-in bonuses, and I had some games I hadn't played in a long time, so I got the game for $20. So I was like, I'll take a flyer on it. So I've enjoyed what I've played of it.
Very cool.
Go ahead.
I mentioned earlier, I went and saw Transformers 1, and I loved it.
I knew you would.
I'm not the Halo guy, but I'll tell you what, I am the Transformers guy. I
We
like
need more Transformers games.
Oh, dude. Just at least like turn the servers back on for War for Cybertron.
Yeah.
Let me get down with that some more. Dude, that game was so much fun. But this movie was just... I wrote it on Letterboxd. This is the Transformers movie I've dreamed about. Where it's like, it was on Cybertron. It was just robots. There's no humans.
That's
just
a win.
hanging out with Optimus and Megatron before they were them. And just to watch them be friends and then just become enemies was super sad, but also super satisfying.
It's well done.
Very well done.
Nice.
It's so interesting to watch how just like they want the exact same thing except for one little part, and it just sets them in completely different directions. One being a mass murderer dictator lord because nobody else is going to do that to me anymore, and one other guy who's just like, nah man, we should all be free. And yeah, it was awesome. The animation is gorgeous. There's some set pieces in it where it's just like, I'd get the lump in my throat, the cry lump in your throats, because I was like, this is so cool to look at. The story is amazing. The voice work really surprised me. I think the original trailer is like, Chris Hemsworth, okay, I don't know how that's gonna go. No, they're all great.
Yep.
Especially you mentioned it, Brian Tyree Henry.
Yeah.
Is that his name? He as Megatron or D16, just incredible. He absolutely crushes it. And then also the music was epic. The credits song is an absolute banger. I've listened to it like 20 times today. The only problem I have with it is Bumblebee quips a little too much.
Yeah.
I get it. It's a kid's movie.
Yeah.
But like, and I'll even credit them. There's some like pretty intense moments where Bumblebee's doesn't, and I really appreciated that. Like, Orion Pax, Optimus, he gives like his first speech, and I was fully expecting Bumblebee to say something after it, and he didn't. I was just like, thank you. But like, I'd say for like the first 3/4 of the movie, really, maybe less, is something happens and then Keegan-Michael Key has to say something, and it's kind of like, okay. And he's great as Bumblebee, but it's just like, I didn't need that joke there, but yeah, okay, yeah, kids movie, I get it.
Yeah.
Which is crazy, because like, you had mentioned with WoW Robot, like, it's a lot about death and stuff, and it can be heavy for a kid, and it's like, we're talking murder and enslavement and robots are being ripped in half, and it's like, if these are humans, this is rated R.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, even in the live action Transformers movies, there's the bits where, like, Optimus has his hooks and he just rips a face apart, and it's like, do that with humans. Let's see the
Yeah.
rating on that.
What would that look like?
But I loved it. I need a sequel now.
Mm.
Just give me the Transformers War for
did it?
Cybertron.
What studio?
It's Paramount.
Oh, okay. I didn't know. I didn't know
Is it a Nickelodeon?
who their animation group.
Oh, I don't know who the animation studio is, but I just know Paramount has the rights. So, Michael Bay's a producer. Steven Spielberg's a producer. He's had his name on every Transformers movie, and I love that. But yeah, just an awesome movie. I can't wait to watch it.
Industrial Light and Magic.
Oh, ILM. Never heard of no.
Well, they did the live action ones too. They worked on those, so that's kind of cool.
I'm interested in, like, is this canon into the live action ones? Because it could totally work. Story wise,
That'd be cool.
it's how they became enemies,
That'd be cool.
and we've barely been on Cybertron. We're on there for like 5 minutes for Bumblebee.
Yeah. Oh, good movie.
Dude, I'm totally doing full Transformers marathon over the next couple weeks. I'm watching all of them, including the bad ones.
Wow, I'm kind of surprised at how few animated films ILM has done.
Well, they should
Yeah,
keep
they've done a
doing
lot of live action CGI
Like
stuff.
Rango was their first one,
Oh, such a good movie.
2011. Strange Magic.
I don't even know what that is.
It was Lucasfilm Touchstone Pictures animated 2015. 2021 Wish Dragon. That was that Apple TV Plus one. Or no, I'm sorry, that was Netflix. I apologize. Ultraman Rising.
There's
That's a
Netflix as
Netflix
well.
movie.
Netflix.
That's
That's not out. Is
That's
that
out.
out?
Yeah,
Is
that came out this year.
It came out this year. And then Transformers 1. So
Yeah, they've not done a ton.
they haven't done. I mean, they're obviously busy doing a ton of
CG.
VFX
Yeah.
work for other films and stuff, but like.
Getting their own film. Yeah.
This was incredibly well. I wouldn't have been like, oh yeah, ILM, an animation studio. No, they
They
can do-
crushed it, man. It's
they
a
can do the work.
gorgeous movie.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
agreed.
Like when they first come up to the surface, and you can see the sky and like the planet like transforming. Oh,
Mhm.
dude, it's so awesome. I also just loved how their roads worked, like their trains.
Yeah,
Oh, dude, it's so cool. It's an easy booyah for me.
Nice.
nice.
Like, if you're a Transformers fan and you haven't seen this, like I had yet, just because you hadn't time, get to the theater and see it. If you like good movies, see it. It's worth it. It's a great time.
I need to get there.
It's so good. I'll go see it. I'll see it again with
Okay.
you.
Yeah, if I can make it work.
If
this
you
week,
can't find anybody to go see it with, I'm there. Well,
mean-
unless I can't go either.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm fine with going by myself too, but yeah, if you can go, absolutely, I'd let you guys know when I go.
The other thing that I did was I watched Tomb Raider on
Ooh.
Netflix, the animated series that came out. I thought it kind of had a slow start, but I thought it ended really well. I really like the animation they use. It's the people that did the Kevin Smith He-Man show.
Oh, okay.
It kind of looks like that.
Revelation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Masters of the Universe Revelation. Except it's less fantasy, so it's like less space looking.
Yeah.
more
Yeah.
jungle.
Nice.
But I really enjoyed it. It it surprised me mainly because I thought it was gonna be good, but kind of how it starts, I was like, okay, like we'll
Is this
I don't,
gonna
I don't know
work?
if this will be good, and then the story kind of unfolds. It's like, oh, okay, yeah, I
They
enjoyed
kind of find their
myself with this,
footing.
yeah.
Nice.
And I'm excited where season 2 is gonna go, and it like takes place in the Survivor reboot universe.
Mm-hmm.
Like it happens after she was on the island from Tomb Raider 1. I don't know if it's technically the same universe. But
I saw she just earlier when you guys were talking Rings of Power. She was like, I don't know what I'll do with the character. If the show doesn't continue, she's like, but I'd love to be a part of it moving forward, whatever that looks like. Whether that's game, live action,
Yeah.
show.
I'll say this: the two, two, maybe even three, because I thought Alicia Vikander was good in the live action.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as the game and this show, the voice work we've gotten have both been really good.
Yeah.
Camilla Luddington was awesome in those games. Also, when is that next Tomb Raider game coming out? Because I know they announced it.
There was just a thing added to something today.
Dude,
I'll look it up. You guys.
that will be a day one play for me, man. I love those games. But
Yeah, I just saw a thing about it today.
Yeah, those are some of the last single-player games that I've actually beaten.
dude, they were good. If you like those, you'd love the Uncharted games. They're those, but better.
But better. I do have a PlayStation now, so I could play them.
Dude. Oh, give me an Uncharted animated show instead of those freaking crappy Tom Holland garbage movies. Mark Wahlberg with his stupid non-mustache. Okay. The last thing that I did was Destiny had a new episode release, so I've just been dabbling in that. It's been fun. I even got Brett to play.
You did.
Look at me.
Got me to download that 15 gig update.
Destiny.
It's Destiny's always fun to hop back on and play a little bit.
Yeah.
I just can't get sucked into the grind.
Yeah. I mean, even with me, the grind sometimes it's like, okay, I'm good.
Yeah.
So Tomb Raider Project has appeared in a Metacritic listing with the new unified logo. Genre: linear action adventure, platforms, PS5 and Series X, Crystal Dynamics and Amazon Game Studios.
Give it to me. I want to play it. I
So-
like those games. I might have to replay those games.
So it's been added to Metacritic, which means it's moving.
Replay them and skip all the side stuff.
Just mainline it.
Yeah, just barrel through it. Do what I like.
Would not take that long.
When I like to replay games, I like to just treat it like... I mean, the world is ending a lot of times in those games.
Yeah.
So you, treat it as such. Whereas,
Right.
I've got to do this quick, and if I don't do it, it's failure.
Yeah.
So that's always fun to do.
No, that makes sense. It's perfect.
I like it.
Just my little headcanon.
We all
I
have-
can't log off, Mom! The world's gonna end!
Well, any final thoughts before we head out?
Halo Studios logo is garbage. That's my final thought.
Luke will next week present us with
His logo.
a new logo for Halo Studios.
I already have it done. It's just the Halo logo. You already had it. You had it. There was no reason to change it.
Oh man! All right. Well, hey, thank you for hanging out with us this week. We had a lot to go over with kind of 2 weeks backlog, but
Yeah.
we look forward to chatting more next week. Until then, we'll see you.
Bye.